Let's just jump right in. Look, most of us are basically attached to our phones, right? But have you ever seriously wondered what would happen if you just stopped? We're going to explore a pretty fascinating experiment. What a full 7-day detox from your smartphone actually does to you. So what really happens to your brain, your body, your mood, if you just disconnect for one single week? I think the answer is going to surprise you.
Yep, that's the challenge. 7 days. That's 168 hours with no scrolling, no tapping, no swiping. It sounds simple, I know, but this short little period can trigger some really profound changes.
So how does this whole thing begin? Well, day 1. Let's be honest, the first phase is not easy. It's a genuine struggle. Your brain almost immediately goes into what you could call withdrawal mode. For the first 48 hours or so, your brain is basically panicking. You feel bored, you feel restless, and you probably find yourself doing that phantom pocket check for a phone that isn't even there. It's a very real, almost physical reaction.
And the science behind that panic is pretty wild. It's dopamine withdrawal. See, your brain gets so used to those constant little rewards, the pings, the likes, the messages, that when they suddenly vanish, it just doesn't know what to do with itself. And chemically, this is what's happening. That steady little drip of dopamine you get from your phone, it gets completely cut off, and your baseline levels just plummet. This is exactly why you feel so antsy and you just can't focus at the start.
Okay, so here's the crucial part. You have to push through that initial wall of boredom. You just have to. Because on the other side of that struggle, there are some incredible rewards waiting for you. This is the real turning point.
All right, so the very first major benefit that starts to show up is physical. After that initial shock wears off, your body actually begins to heal itself, and it all starts with better sleep. Now, this change starts to kick in around day 3, maybe day 4. Once you've gotten through the worst of that withdrawal, your body's natural rhythms can finally start to take over again. The reason for this is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Without that blue light from a screen messing with your internal clock, and without all that late-night scrolling keeping your brain totally overstimulated, your body can finally produce more melatonin. And that's the key hormone for sleep. And the outcome is just crystal clear. You don't just get more sleep, you get dramatically better quality sleep. We're talking deeper, more restorative rest that leaves you feeling genuinely refreshed when you wake up.
Okay, so you're sleeping better, which is huge, but the benefits don't stop there. Not even close. Next up is the mental payoff. Your focus comes roaring back.
By day 5, something pretty remarkable happens. That mental fog you didn't even know you had starts to lift. This is the day when a lot of people report a really significant shift in their ability to just concentrate.
And the process is really straightforward. When you get rid of the constant notifications, you remove all those endless little micro distractions that just shatter your concentration. This gives your brain the quiet space it needs for your attention span to literally reset itself.
The result? Your ability to actually get into deep thought and focus on one single thing, it increases dramatically. You're pretty much retraining your brain to focus in a world that is designed to distract you.
Better sleep, sharper focus. So what else is there? Well, the next reward is maybe the most welcome one of all in our crazy busy lives, a huge drop in your overall stress levels. So as you're heading into day 6, you'll probably notice this newfound sense of calm. That persistent low-grade anxiety that kind of hums in the background all the time, it just starts to fade away.
So what's actually driving this change? Well, you've unplugged from the constant comparison game on social media. You've stepped away from the pressure to be available 24/7. And all of that creates space for real mental clarity. It's kind of like watching your internal stress meter move out of that chaotic red warning zone and just settle into a calm, manageable green. You're not just feeling less stressed, you are operating from a completely different baseline.
So you've got the better sleep, the sharper focus, the lower stress, and it all builds to one final powerful outcome. By the end of this week, you have achieved a full-on mental reset.
On day 7, you cross the finish line. You've made it. You got through the entire challenge and your brain is in a totally different state than it was when you started.
So, what's the ultimate feeling after 7 days? You feel more present in your own life, more engaged with the actual world around you, you're more productive because your focus is back, and maybe surprisingly, you just feel happier.
You've essentially given your brain the reboot it was desperately needing. All that constant noise has been silenced, and your whole system has been restored to a calmer, clearer, and way more effective state.
The mental reset is complete.
And that brings us to the final, and I think the most important question. After seeing this whole journey, from the withdrawal all the way to the reset, you have to ask yourself, could you do it? Could you disconnect for just 7 days to see what happens?